Good morning, everyone. Well, it's morning in America. It's morning, at least on my side of the world. We're with my very good friend, Sonal Uberoi, who is in Spain. How are you, my
Hello.
friend?
Very good, very good. Nice and
You
sunny
know,
here.
you're 6 or 8 hours later than me, but we're still talking, and I saw you still had a cup of tea or coffee in front of you, so it's
Well,
all
behind there is the wine, the glass of wine too.
okay, we'll talk about the wine later. But, our members always, the bulk of our members are in the U.S., but they love hearing an international perspective. And before we started taping, you and I were talking, well, about a couple things. We're going to do 2 videos today. But the first one I wrote down is burnout in the spa. And frankly, I can tell you after 30 years in the spa business, I sometimes feel like I'm a cook in the kitchen too. So now it's sometimes hard to live what we preach, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you see this particularly in the spa, with the hotel spa industry. You have therapists, right, to spa supervisors, spa managers working 10 days in a row, or suddenly, they have to pull a double shift because a VIP client comes in, or you have this extra booking come in last minute. So these small little add-ons, these small little, one-offs, add up at the end of the day, and people actually do get and suffer from burnout, or we lose this talent. We spend so much money training them, and then we lose them.
Well, my friends used to say when I was still a manufacturer and distributor, they used to go, "Oh, you and Kathy are in the spa business. You guys get massages and facials and body work like what, twice a week or something?" And I'm thinking, lucky to get that twice every 2 months. It's not right. We need to preach. We need to participate more in what we preach, right?
Absolutely. I mean, programs like yoga for your staff, or massage every week or every month, whatever is realistic, providing those benefits. Like, we already have them. We are working in this. So it shouldn't be a treatment because there's a new therapist and she needs to train.
Yeah. In fact, I just made a note because someone reminded me. I wrote chair yoga down because I have a little tendonitis in my shoulder. So you talk about doing down dog and stuff, it's not happening. But she reminded me there's a whole series on chair yoga. Now I have to go look it up so I can practice what I preach as well. How do you see things happening I know you work all over the world, even though you're living in the European market right now, but how do you combat burnout? Is it a philosophy? Is it a state of mind that says I'm booking myself every week? What should you be doing?
I think it's a mindset, and I think it's also very a mindset in a developing world. You find in Europe, people, this is something that, you have national healthcare systems, you have a social security system. So staff are looked after, employees are looked after. You go to, for example, the Caribbean, or you go to Asia, that kind of mindset is not there. People want to work double hours. I remember when I had a spa in Singapore, people wanted to work double shifts there because they got more money, had more commission. So it's a mindset. It's like, the more money I have, I can look after my parents and my kids. For example, in this, these Singaporean therapists, I was looking after. So it's interesting. I think it's more of a mindset, a cultural, but employers can look after. We can do something to prevent this burnout, or at least factor in some kind of rest and educate our teams.
I have found over the years, Sonal, if you don't, let's say, make a move, right? Like get yourself to book on it, or plan a vacation. Like I'm in Palm Springs now, but whether I'm here or in Minneapolis, if I don't plan for time off and actually put it on my schedule, I find myself burning out. It's like I want to go lay down and take a nap. But I shouldn't have that feeling. I really need to just get better about putting it on the schedule. And I have. Kathy and I have a therapist we love in Minnesota. I'm trying to go every 2 weeks when I'm there for massage. It's not always easy as you know. We're sort of like cooks in the kitchen, aren't we?
Yes, I mean, I think factoring in that time, each person might want to do yoga. For example, I'm a runner. I like to do my 1 marathon a year, and I make sure from December to April, I'm training incredibly hard, and I'm forced to, otherwise I will suffer when I'm doing my marathon. But if I don't establish this kind of goal for myself, then I don't do it. So each person learns in a different way, and this is what we should be educating our therapists. Some probably you need to force, well, not force them, but encourage them to add that extra time into their agenda. Or after 3 massages, you have a 20-minute power nap, for example.
Right.
We could add that in.
Well, when I talk to some therapists and they tell me, oh my God, I'm fully booked today, I'm doing 7 massages, and I'm going, what? I mean, we could do a whole series on body mechanics too, because your body isn't, as a therapist, I'm not a therapist, but I know you're not meant to work that way. This is what leads to a lot of this burnout as well. You're just not meant to do 7 massages a day. But as you know, it's a requirement in our industry in a lot of facilities, and this is the nature of the beast right now. You know?
Yeah, people are unlikely to say no to a treatment if they have the therapist there, and the therapist is unlikely to say no because they want to collaborate, they want to give a good service. So I think we either need to find that fine line between having the right manning on hand and, looking after our people.
Well, we could commiserate about this subject all day, but we're not going to, and that means we should go book massages or body work or facial work or something along that. So now we're going to come back and talk about aging. I think it's so critical in our industry, and I want to talk about the shortage of new therapists coming up, because it appears to me the industry is growing quicker than we can facilitate getting new therapists in it too. But I love talking to you, and we're going to add all your, it doesn't matter where you are on the globe because you work all over the place. So we're going to put all your contact information. It'll show up on the back of the video here in just a second. But I always love catching up with you, and I hope we can do this in person again soon.
Fabulous. Me too. I look forward to it.
Thanks, Sonal. Have a great day.
You too. Take care. Bye.